Come get your money. Paylake Carp fishing with Donald Barrow.
Donald got the top of that hour at a 29-1. Go come get your money.
Hey guys, very cool weekend, very crazy. I went to a wedding this weekend and wasn't sure I was going to get to fish the charity event. Connie, Maxwell's children's home over at Big Daddy's too, even though that was on my heart. Went the wedding ended at 10 o'clock and we got in the car and drove and got into Winston by midnight, 1 o'clock, and we were able to make the event, and I couldn't have been happier. This is one that I'd marked, and everything was outstanding. If you've never fished Big Daddy's too, you're missing one of the best lakes in North Carolina, one of the best lakes with 3 lakes, 3 ponds, and every pond was ripping. No doubt about it. The tournament started at 1 o'clock. I think that's right. Yeah, 1 o'clock and went to 9. And when we put in, looked to our right, and just everybody had fish on, except me. I was slow out of the gun, isn't unusual. Slow out of the gate, I guess, is the term. But we started catching fish. Not a lot of fish. It's wintertime, and it was kind of a comedy of errors. I shot some video, and it got messed up. It was in the wrong mode, and it seemed every time we did something that was in the video department, it was wrong. I caught a 29-pound yellow, and I grabbed for the camera and started shooting, and that got messed up. So after that, I think that was the second or third fish, and the wind, it was a gusty, windy day, and it just wasn't a day for shooting. I could have somehow, if I was talented, added over and gave voice tracks, and I plan on doing that down the road. But right now, I was just happy to fish. And hey, I got a new beanie instead of the backwards hat for no reason other than why not. And I got a new AI front end. When you see my page, everybody, the last time I tried to do AI to get a cool picture, I thought was cool, and everybody says, but it doesn't look like you. I said, kind of the point, but So I got a new one, and I got Scotty over, the owner at Big Daddy's too, to do a come get your money, and I edited it down, and I'll be using that for a while just because it took me forever to make, and I was just happy. It just, I know it doesn't take much to make me happy. Disappointing. I did a what's in the bucket, and the only reason I'm disappointed is I caught a big fish. I caught big fish, and I wanted to just be bragging. Yeah, I should have watched my what's in the bucket. I let everybody know what I'm using. And I ruined the video. You couldn't hear it, and then it chopped out, and it was a mess. So the belated what's in the bucket was, you can watch the last 2-3 chow videos I made, and it was the same. I used egg white chow. I put a cup of egg white into 7 cups of chow. I used Ziegler chow. You could use Aquamax. I believe more people use Aquamax, but the Ziegler chow, it's cheaper for me, and I like it. It's worked out, and cheaper is better for me. So 7 cups of Ziegler or Aquamax chow into the bucket, a cup of egg white, just store-bought egg white, nothing fancy. Though I have used egg beaters and several others. They seem to all work, but uh, get the store brand cheap egg white. It works best. Cup of it, 7 caps of flavor. Now that's optional. I know the flavor. The guy that originally posted this recipe about 3 years ago or 4 years ago, he was using a RMW or uh, I think it was Poles Up or whatever flavor company. It's owned by R&W. It's owned by Joe Lutz and Extreme Grape, Carolina Grape or something like that, and that works great. And then you fool around with other grapes because uh, there's a time when you're fishing chow that you'll notice everybody is fishing chow, and a lot of them are using egg white chow. So it's like, gosh, I got to get an advantage. To be honest, when you're fishing chow, your advantage is your spot, especially in the wintertime, you know, in fishing it correctly. I'm not saying there aren't advantages. I got a guy that wants me to use applesauce as a wetter. I know eggs, just using eggs and raw eggs are popular. Several things, down to just using water. There are guys that can wet chow and throw it just using water. And but my recipe, it's not my, everybody uses it, is 7 caps of flavor. I used Wicked, Concord, Concord, very Concord, uh, Maximum Concord, I think it is. Or you see me, I made it 3 weeks in a row, and I had the bottle in front of me. I don't have the bottle in front of me because I've used it all up. I had to make 2 buckets of it, if I'm honest, because I ran out of the first bucket. 5 rods, half-hour prizes. I threw a lot of chow, and we did all right. You know, I caught a 18, 17, 9 or something like that. Missed the money, got knocked off. There was an hour where a 24 was on the bottom, or half hour. A lake is pulling when, the 24 is on the bottom. And I had a solid 20 all day, but it wasn't 24. So it went back. And it's just odd. I mean, I've been to lakes where the fish are smaller, and I'm not bashing them. Still fun bringing them in, but you catch a 20, and you're proud as punch. Take a picture, and show off. But uh, when you catch a 20 and you just say, not big enough, uh, you're fishing a good lake. You're fishing a good, you're fishing. You're fishing at Big Daddy's One, Big Daddy's Pops, Carlton, or um, Creekside, maybe Wards. You know, you're fishing at a premier lake when a 20 isn't big enough. But that said, the 29 that I took, let's see, let's plug the sponsors because it's all true. I used the Wicked, Concord, Maximum Concord. Please check that. But flavor, I used egg white chow, Ziegler's, and I didn't. Once you mix that all up, you mix the flavoring into the egg whites, and you mix it all up, stir it up, stir it good. Put the lid on for about 30 minutes. Then you can pop off the lid, and you're good to go. You can wet it with water, or you can wet it with egg white. I've used both. I'm kind of like water, pond water, but egg white more works good too. Uh, and it makes a good ball and breaks pretty quick. And it's what everybody uses because it works. Uh, Other nuances. Let's see. I use. I'm on the pig flipper team this year, but but I haven't ordered any pickups. I bought them in the store because I never think ahead, and I have a ton of them. But I used up all hot VPN, and so that's what I used. Hot VPN pickups. Didn't use anything else. Didn't need to. Uh, I use Gorilla Mud Pigs #2 hooks. I get them set up. They've worked. I checked all my hooks. It's about the third time out, and I couldn't throw them away. They're all good. There were some Carp Reapers in there too, and between the Carp Reaper 2, Wicked makes that one, Art of Gorilla 2. You're set. I know there's they make some humpbacks. I use those. I also use those two companies. Between the two of them, buy your hooks from them. They're the best value, and they work. I had no worries. Lost no fish. Wasn't no 20 fish day for me. We were fishing the back corner in the back pond, and I had never fished there. I knew it was a decent spot. I think there were better spots in the back. I fished the middle pond quite a bit, and I'm very fond of that pond. And then the upper pond, when you come in, they might call that the top pond, I think. Not sure. You get the top and bottom mixed up at different ponds. But when you drive in the big top pond, let's call it that, that's a good pond. It may be the safest pond if you're wondering, if you go to Big Daddy's too, what pond should I fish? The top pond, when you drive in, and because you drive in and the water's coming in that pond first, there's always big fish coming from it. There's a spot in the middle, I think it's 40 something of the pond, and it's a point, and it's one of the farthest throws you'll make in a Paylake Carp pond, but it's also one of the top spots. But down the sides, all around, I would say when you're driving in, the side that you're driving in on is probably the last pick, but I've seen some of the biggest fish come out of that side, so who knows what the best spot is on that pond. The middle pond, anywhere you fish, because it's not that big a pond, they put giant fish in there, and you're throwing your bait by a big fish. Gotta be. The pond's not that big. And the bottom pond, or the back pond, or whatever they're calling it, is it used to be a horrible pick, but ever since Scotty's owned it, he's loaded that with big fish. They take the big small fish out and actually ship them over to the pond I fish, Alice, but the big fish in that pond, and I know they just got a new load. It's just amazing. 40, and I believe they said 50-pound yellow they put in there just recently. So how can you go wrong? I mean, if you're coming from out of state and you have an opportunity, there's some beautiful ponds, and I know you guys know the names, but Big Daddy's too. Big Daddy's was always has been the original Big Daddy's was always a great spot up in Mount Pleasant, but they've taken Spillman's and made Big Daddy 2 a great pond. Get out on the page. I'm not going to try to list the vendors, but if you want to see the top vendors, they were supporting this cause. Connie, Maxwell, Children's Home, they wanted to give them meals in Christmas, and I think they were pretty successful. I heard numbers of over $10,000. So the guy who won the 50-50 cruise, I cannot remember, Scotty Cruise, I think I could be wrong there. I'm not going to name names, but the guy who won the 50-50, God bless that guy. He won the 50-50 money and turned around and gave it all back to charity. And the vendors, guys, look out on the vendors, and uh, those are the vendors you need to support. Those are the guys that uh, rolled up their sleeves and pulled out their pocketbooks and donated prizes, and it was impressive and heartwarming to see carp fishermen doing something for a good cause. And this isn't the only cause. I've done them at Pops. Joe Lutz's with his toys. Carlton's does toys or children's stuff, and it's all awesome. If you fish an event, if there's a charity event for carp fishing, it's your time to get out and represent and show people what we are. And if it's not to show people, that's probably the wrong way to look at it. It's for your heart, it's for your soul to basically. I don't care if anybody knows. I was just happy that I could help donate, and I was blessed with a big carp and happy about that. But the real winner was those kids, and I don't have a lot to say on this. I have some upcoming videos, a little preview. Cart Nuts gave me some really cool stuff to check out. Hey, also I'll give a small sponsor plug. Wicked, I really wanted to win the blue rods. I'll talk to Ron. Ron is putting out rods, and I'm a big fan. I have 4, and they're the best rods I've ever owned for carp fishing. And I haven't been envious of anybody else's rods. I told somebody, well, I don't deserve a pretty rod because, quite frankly, I'm not saying mine aren't pretty. They're beautiful. They're black. There's some green on it. But I said it's kind of a shame because, my rods go straight to through the back window of my truck, and I bang them around and don't care. They work. I would hate to say it, but I was I was fishing by myself the other day over at Lux, and I was flipping the smaller carp to the bank because I was too lazy to net them. Plus they were biting double headers, and I didn't want to jam up my net. But I was using 2 hooks, so yeah. But he has these blue rods, and if you haven't saw them, they're like metallic. I've not seen that. Somebody will probably comment that they have, but they were spectacular. So if you get a chance, check those out. I have the red, white, and blue Independence reels, and I was like, wow, that might be a cool combination. Everybody puts them with a white, red, white, and blue kind of a reel rod, but that blue caught my eye. It blew me away. I'll shout out the Cart Nuts, and they're somebody I'm working with. I have some new products. I'll see a video on that. In Mud Pigs, they have these straps. I think I showed them in a video, but if you haven't seen them, these 2 little plastic straps got to be one of my favorite new products because I strap my rods together. I usually take 5 or 6 of them, and they're just big old plastic straps. No way to describe them other than that, but green, and they're wide, and they buckle real easy. Yeah, I should have one in my hand to show you. But if you see those at the lake, buy them. If you're like me, you just strap your rods together. It's better for the rods; they don't bang around as much. And now when I take them out of the truck, I don't have to be like Houdini, and I just reach in the back and carry them like they're all strapped to a handle, and I pop them in and out. It's great. So that's me. If I met you at the charity event this weekend, I hope if you saw me, you said hi. There are people saying, "Hey, they saw me," and I'm like, well, talk to me. You know, if you know me, I think George Pettit at Carp Slayer says, "Yeah, you're a talker." You know, and I said, I can't lie, I am. That's what I like to do. So, uh, thank you, everybody. I was saying Scotty over at Big Daddy too, and I know Dwayne helped, and everybody promoted. Again, I shouldn't mention any names because there are just so many good people, and I'm just proud to be a part of that. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe, and thank you. Appreciate it.